Favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. Okay, sorry, I should have told you. Okay, new business. Do you want me to read all three of them all together?
No, that's all
or-
right. I can explain what they
Okay,
are. So,
I'll go ahead and let you go.
so it's that time of year we have some funding that's through our residential construction tax fund, and so these are the three projects that we're putting forward right now. That project is budgeted at $100,000, and then it has a smaller $5,000, and so we're asking for approval to purchase a cutting arena. This would be a portable arena that we can put inside the Rafter 3C and host cuttings, or we can have it outside in our larger arena as well. They're specialized panels for cutting, but they also can be used for other things as well, so they're multi-use. So those are $38,000. We're also asking for some funding. We're working with the Rotary Club to put a covered area over at the cottage schools. We were funded for 6 picnic tables, so we're going to put down a slab and then it's a cloth shade cover, kind of something that's a little bit more abstract and that has a little cool look to it instead of just some carport. And it'll have an angle on it so that way it creates shade for the kids. It'll be a location for them to, it's usually what they have their lunch and things like that. And also when they're doing crafts and stuff like that. So, and then the last item is we have some walkways on the 3C event complex that we want to do some handrails. It's more of a safety issue because they'll have some step downs and stuff like that. So, so these are the three that we're putting forward. And so I'd be interested in any questions that you may have or any discussion. And I think that's all I've got.
Is there any questions from the commissioners?
I make a motion, to save a case for the record, I make a motion that we move forward with the recommendations of A, B, and C for the spending of the monies.
Is there a second?
Second.
I got tongue-tied.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
I,
Sorry, just gotta get my specs back on. Sorry, gosh, I can't talk today. Consider future agenda items.
I don't have anything at this time other than just giving more updates.
Okay.
So I know that usually in November we tend to skip November, and then which I think there's something going on at that same time. But we usually move to December for our Christmas party, and then of course January we'll have new officers. So.
Okay. All right. Anything from the commissioners to add for the agenda next time? Okay, we'll move on to committee and departmental reports. We'll start with our director's report, please.
So I want to start off with the event report. And so last week we had our bull futurity. I think we had over 100 bulls that were at the facility, and fortunately it rained on the one day that they were doing most of their activities, but it seemed to work out fine. They were able to still do all what they needed to do. So I want to thank staff. They worked really hard to keep the arenas dry as best they could so that they could finish the event. So this weekend we have the Back Roads Vintage Market will be in the Rafter 3C. We also have a barrels race and also Fallon Horseman, and we also will have the No Hill 100 coming up as well too. So right now I think we have about 100 riders already registered for that. So and it's going to be nice weather, so we could end up with quite a few riders. So so we're excited for that. It kind of had lost a little bit of its enrollment. I think mostly it was because of COVID, so I think people are starting to finally bounce back, and so that's cool. We also have the following week we're going to have the Fallon or the fast draw. It's a quick draw of the shooters, and so they'll be back, and their event just seems to grow every year. The DeGoyers are going to be doing another event this October as well, another bucking bash. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be an outside event, and then we also have a top shelf barrels event that'll happen We're also gearing up for the haunted house, the annual haunted house, which we'll be doing out of the old new jail, so, which is where district court is at. So that'll probably be the last year that we'll do it there, because they're gonna be doing some improvements in there. So we haven't quite decided exactly what we wanna do. We're also thinking about going into the escape room, activities instead of doing an actual haunted house. And it might be something that we might even be able to do year round. So it seems to be the thing that everybody's doing right now, is the escape rooms. So that's all I have for the events that are coming up. I wanted to talk a little bit about SNPLMA, which is the Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, which I did a presentation a while back. So we did end up putting our proposals together, and we ended up turning those in on time. And so there's a presentation that the county manager, Barbie, will be doing on Thursday. All of the projects that are from this area will be, the folks will be there presenting, and so he's going to be doing our presentation over in Carson at the BLM office. So what they basically, the format is they have 30 days to look at our projects, give us feedback, and they'll give them back to us, and then we'll have 30 days to make those corrections or make changes that we need to, and then it'll go back to them, and then they'll have another 30 days to look at the projects and hopefully make a decision. And then I believe it's another almost a year before we can get the funding. And so if you remember the three projects, one was the North Main ball fields with the adult fields as well as one project. I believe that one was like around $9 million. And then we had the Oser Regional Park project, which was around $37 million. That was to redo all the fields over by the swimming pool and the soccer fields. And then there was the 3C event complex, which was about $27 million. So in total, we're asking for $72 million. So there's supposed to be $300 million in this round, and that's dabbled through all. I think there's maybe probably 7 or 9 different categories, and the category that we're under is parks and recreation and trails. And so hopefully, that usually tends to get the most money funded to it. I guess it's just because it's fun. So hopefully one of our projects will be picked up, and even if it's the smallest project, it's just going to be a awesome opportunity for us. Yeah. So anyway, that's where SNPLMA's at. I also wanted to let you know that we've moved the disc golf course. It used to be on the 3C event complex, and it was starting to get to, it was just too much going on between the Raptor 3C and the ball fields. And so what we did is we moved it over to Liberty Pond. And so we're just about done with setting all the holes, and we've had to make some adjustments. It's a little bit cumbersome right now because we have soccer going, but soccer will be done in about 2 weeks. And then after that, it should be wide open, between the folks using the pond and also the dog park, along with it's interesting to me how many people play disc golf. It gets used quite a bit, and it's a free course, so I know that people really enjoy it. So there's actually a local disc golf club, so they tend to try to be stewards, and so we appreciate what they do. So I think that's all I have.
All right, we'll move on to setting our next Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. Options are November 7th, 2023, and December 5th for our annual meeting / Christmas party come together. And so do you not need us then in November?
Yeah, I think we could probably move to the December date.
Okay.
And then I will be more than happy to host the dinner at my place. Okay. I know last year we did it at the Barrel House, and I think that was because we wanted to showcase the Barrel House, which you've seen it now. And so I think we can go back to our more cozy setting.
Can we move it to 6 like we have in the past?
Yes, and so we'll move it to 6,
You're
so it's a little bit
comfortable with that?
earlier. So we'll have the meeting, and then right after the meeting, we'll have our meal.
Okay, so we'll, again, for your notes, our next meeting will be December 5th, 2023 at Jorge Guerrero's at 6 p.m. And is there any public comments?
Probably the only thing I wanted to add to was Lana will get a list out for sides.
Oh.
I'll do the main dish, and so that way we've got plenty of food to eat, which we never seem to have a shortage for that. So.
Right. Okay. Any other public comments? Okay, we'll adjourn at 7:11.
It's not a record, but.
No. Not that we cruise for
Not not that we're trying to break records, you know,
Do
but.
you want us to do anything with the computers took out of the agendas, or what would you?
Yeah, I don't mind.
And are we shutting down, or what is it?
We don't shut down. I'll get my hands slapped if we shut down.
Yeah, do not. Yeah. Justin's like, I know, don't shut them off.
Oh, because these two down here must need to have reminders.
Oh, yeah.
What am I doing with this, other than screaming in it? Sorry.